Hey YouTube, so I've made 100 of these. It's crazy. I didn't even realize it till maybe even just last week. And then when I looked at my numbers, and I'm just like, 99 videos. That means I'm about to hit 100. I want to thank everybody who has been both new and old in this journey, who has been with me since the first video, since my first book, since my first appearance on Twitter when I announced I was going to be an author. It's been a hell of a ride, and I'm very excited for the release of Night of the Half Angel, which happens on the excuse me, happens on the 13th of July. So, for those that don't know, Night of the Half Angel is a series that it follows a FBI agent who is half angel, and she was adopted by a kind farmer and his wife, and she never really knew who her birth parents were until a couple of years ago, when she ran into these angels that had the same winged tattoos on their arms and back as she does. And she realized, hey, this extra strength that I have and these magical abilities come from this bloodline that I know nothing about. And she realizes that one of her parents was an angel. She's not sure which. So this series sort of follows her journey of discovering who she is, and this first book is kind of about her involvement in the struggles that that the angel race is going through, but also her involvement in the FBI and going through these paranormal cases that nobody else really believes in or even buys. So for my 100th video, I wanted to do something special. I wanted to read the first chapter of Night of the Half Angel, and I also want to do a giveaway, which I will announce at the end of this video. So here we go. I'm really excited to read this to you guys. It's like this version I hold right here is actually the unedited version. It was basically just for me to print proof the cover. So I'm sure there's all sorts of lovely mistakes in here, but I can't wait for you guys to listen. Tranquility through the blue glow of the nightly river fused with yellows and white gleams. The main stem of the Chicago Channel cut like a knife through the city, nearly blading a length of 150 miles, eventually branching out in 3 directions at its main intersection. The circulatory system within the city, fishing, transport, and police boats behaved as system cells. When the sun falls and the moon rises, these cells become fewer in number, scattering back to where they came, leaving only the overnight patrol and graveyard shift to deal with the occasional skinny dippers. Along the shoreline opposite of the gargantuan skyscrapers were old, worn-out warehouses, used mostly as storage lockers and rooms for those who could afford the luxury. Occasionally, the shine of a security guard's flashlight filled the alleyways between the buildings. Only the moon's light and the scattering of rats filled these dark crevices. An orange Dodge Charger's headlights and sleekness illuminated this void. Extinguishing the lights, FBI agent Angela Nardi stepped out from behind the wheel. Popping the trunk for her vehicle open, the agent pulled her hair up into a ponytail, brown strands gently brushing against the black arm warmers wrapped around her appendages. Shifting her hands over her hip, checking for her Glock 22, which sat snugly in its holster. Digging through some old ammunition boxes and disheveled DHP comics, Nardi scooped up her blade. Fitting it on her back, the strap fit snugly around her jacket and gray t-shirt that said FBI over the right side of her chest. Clamping the trunk shut, a beam of light shot over her shoulder and onto the back window. She turned and met a security guard, a small man wearing big glasses, holding a flashlight in one hand and resting the other one on his taser. "Sorry, ma'am, you can't park here," he said, visually inspecting her and the car. "I'm Special Agent Nardi," she explained, flashing her badge at him. "I'm here to have a look at one of these storage units." "May I ask why?" he asked, lowering his light to the badge. "Well, I'm closing up a case, and I believe one of these units could have some important legal documents," she explained, returning her badge to her pocket. "I can scrounge up a warrant for a later date, but from one officer to another, I'd really like to get what I need and call it a night." "Oh yeah, absolutely, I hear that," he smiled, motioning for her to follow him. "Look, Miss Nardi, as far as I'm concerned, if a fellow law enforcer wants to take a look, it's for a good reason." The indoor storage units stood about 10 feet tall and 15 feet wide, lined up opposite and adjacent the dark purple painted sliding doors nearly absorbed the reflection of the hallway lights. Their footsteps, echoing off the pavement floor, bounced from bounced from the doors and ceiling, much like the fall of drum beats in a marching band. Nardi followed the security guard down several hallways, past many doors that held secret collections. The small security guard began shuffling through his keys as he walked. Which number did you say it was? B1966, Nardi said. Stopping for a moment, he glanced across the door numbers. Okay, just a few feet further, he said, continuing to fiddle with his keychain. You know, it's crazy the sort of things people store in here. One time we had to clean out a neglected locker, and guess what we found? Vintage He-Man figures? Nardi quipped. Couple hundred porno mags, he said, giggling, halting at the correct door. Believe me, I'd almost rather read through some old naughty magazines featuring Bridget Nielsen than go through some boring paperwork. I hear you there, he said, unlocking the door with a single member of his army of keys. She's all yours. Lifting up the door with her right hand, she was met by a wall of darkness. Pulling a small pen light from her pocket, its shine broke through this wall. Nardi remained still, her face void of surprise as she looked upon a dusty coffin. A coffin? Yelped the security guard. Yeah, I sort of lied about it being documents, Nardi explained, shining the light over the coffin. A coffin is way more interesting. Why is that? The guard said, stepping back. Well, it's not really the coffin itself, it's what's supposed to be on the inside, Nardi said, unsheathing her sword, the blue blade shimmering as she stepped towards the coffin. You saying there's a dead body in there? He asked, putting his glasses into his breast pocket. Right now? Probably not. It's night, and the owner is probably looking to feed. Pivoting around in a flash, she plunged the blade into the security guard's chest. Snarling like a rabid dog, the security guard bared two razor-sharp fangs upon his upper lip. Yanking her sword out of his chest, Marvy moved quickly for a decapitation. Lowering his center of gravity, her target dodged, bull rushing into her gut, knocking her sword to the concrete. Nardi, disarmed, stood her ground. Planting her feet, the FBI agent wrapped her left arm around the guard's neck. Raising her right arm high, Nardi slammed her elbow quickly and forcefully into his back. Aiming to disorient the signals traveling up his spine, she struck again, bringing him to his knees. Holding on tight, the security guard continued to flail about. Nardi glanced over at her sword, which sat just barely out of reach. In her moment of distraction, the guard pulled away and pushed Nardi on her ass. You're strong for a human, he said, flicking saliva to the floor, flashing his teeth at her. When I brought you to my storage container, I was going to play with you before drinking you dry. Nardi made a fireman's roll as he leapt at her, gathering up her sword in her left hand, swinging in a swift motion and slicing through the guard's neck, instantaneously turning him to ash, some of which fell onto her shirt. Dusting the remains of the undead man off, Nardi stood up and sheathed her sword. I'm only half human. So there you have it, the first chapter. I'm planning on actually posting the first two chapters on my website here very, very soon. But I mentioned a giveaway earlier. If you want a free copy of Night of the Half Angel, all you have to do is comment below. Let me know what your favorite horror movie book, or favorite horror movie in general is. Who's your favorite author? Any of those things would be good. That's all you have to do to enter below. I'll announce a winner at the end of this month, and you will get a signed copy of Night of the Half Angel, and I will send it to you. And basically what I'll do is I'll put everybody's name into a hat, and I'll draw it randomly, and then that'll be it. I'll contact you, get your information, and then get this bad boy to you as soon as possible. Thanks as always for watching, and again, I'm floored that I get to do this sort of thing, and then I get to go do signings, and I get to meet all sorts of cool people. I want to thank, again, everybody who's watched since the very first video and who has read since the very first book, since Revolving Doors came out in February 21st of 2016. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm very proud of Night of the Half Angel. I think objectively, I think it's going to be something very, very special that people really gravitate towards. The people that have read the uncut version and the unedited version seem to really enjoy that, so I think the polished version will be even better. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see here, make sure you comment below so that you can enter and check out all the other videos on my channel. Bye.